Alright, we're going live. Alright, it says excellent connection. Okay. Alright, we're live. I'm gonna we're gonna do this audio checky. Okay, speak up.
Alright, yeah, can you hear me alright?
Alright, we're live. Hold on. I'm gonna we're gonna do this audio checky. 1 second. Okay, speak up.
Alright, yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, cool. Alright. People can hear you. People can hear me. Let me get this off the screen and get this off the screen. That's much better. Alright. This was a super impromptu go live. How's it going? Whoever shows up, I'm jumping right into it. This is one of my buddies from Telegram, Nicholas, and Nicholas needed a reading from me. And then as we were chit-chatting, I asked him, do you need me to record this? And he said, no. But then, I said, well, do you need to record it? It's just the only reason I would record it, because it's a personal reading, is if I had your permission to put it up. Do I have your permission to put it up? And he said yes. And then I asked, can we go live? And he said, yeah, let's go live. I was like, all right. So everybody, look, not a lot of people get to, see how I do a personal one-on-one reading unless you've caught an interview that I've done in which there was time between me and the host to put a reading up. And those readings are typically a super condensed version of some very complicated spreads that I do that involve multiple systems on top of each other. And you already know about the multiple systems in general. If you've ever saw my old work on my channel before it was destroyed, or if you actually had the loyalty to go to BitChute and Odyssey for me, thank you if you did. And so Nick over here, I don't know what his question is. This is a blind read, and then on the second pass, he can tell me, or there won't be a second pass. So, oh, wait a minute. All right, yeah, okay, never mind. All right, so my spreads start with an I Ching card to tell us about the changes that he is experiencing that has brought him to the services of a mystic. All right. You are here because of 42.
Oh.
42. Whoops. I'm wondering, is that mirrored? That's probably going out to air in a mirrored.
I can read it.
Yeah, you can read it. It's coming out mirrored for me. I'm wondering, I should, hold on a second. Let me go to, this is the screen capture, right? Can I change this to mirrored for everybody? It's not even showing me the right settings. All right, forget it. All right, guys, you're going to have to see this mirrored. Anyway, it's not that important. It's mostly symbolism anyway. So it's called increasing. Fruitful to have a direction to go. Fruitful to cross the great river. The old Chinese character for increasing shows a pot filled to overflowing. It means blessing and superabundance. Respond with purpose and movement. Let yourself imagine where you want to be and take the first steps that commit you to getting there. This is how to keep the momentum. What would you do if you knew you were blessed? What if there were no limits? What could change for the better? The next thing before we get started with the spread proper is your guiding animal spirit. This is what is going to be your overall modus operandi to get through the ordeal that will be revealed in the spread. We have for you the Earth Elemental Mountain Gorilla. The Mountain Gorilla. Hold on.
Okay.
Little bit of there we go. Let's see if I can turn that
All
a
right.
pinch. The mountain gorilla. All right. So he represents reverence, contemplation, community, and inner calm. Right? The mountain gorilla, just like 99% of the time, they're just this beast that takes up space, right? But is fairly chill. But then once in a while, it has to, fight something for various reasons. But these guys are herbivores, right? They're beastly vegans, right? They're built, they're capable of being vegans, right? They don't get emaciated. Unless you've got the Mark Passio diet, then you're more ripped than I am.
I got a little bit.
But yeah, so this is an Earth elemental. In the primal zodiac, I'm actually a gorilla, also, so I get it.
Well, that's cool. I like that one. I'm cool with that.
Yep. All right, so did you want the Celtic Cross spread, which is 10 cards and 10 runes, laying out a more linear projected path, or do you want the 9 realms spread, which you're playing tic-tac-toe with your soul?
Interesting.
I love telling people I'm playing tic-tac-toe with your soul. It's just the rules of the spread. I didn't make it up. I got it from a damn good guru.
I think I'll go with the Celtic Cross. I like the Celtic Cross.
All right, Celtic. All right, so.
Actually, sorry, 1 minute. I'm gonna plug in the Wi-Fi repeater because it's been like cutting out.
Okay.
Everyone's.
Okay, you go do that. You know what? Life would be better if everybody could see, couldn't they? There we go.
All right. Well, hopefully that'll work.
Excellent.
It's been mostly fine either way. So
Tight.
it'll be all right.
Okay. There we go. Now people can see what I'm doing on my space here. All right. So in our primary position, which represents the nature of the question, we have the 6 of stones reversed. Exploitation, this one is called. Let me flip it up right for you. And this is a scene of an ancient pagan times bee farmer. He's got a bee farm, but there's a fire in the brush in the background, and all of the beehives have been destroyed, and the family without child here is in a state of stress and destitution, right? And this is reversed. It's called exploitation. It's they probably were the victims of a Viking raid, right? So but it's reversed. So there was some sort of catastrophe entered your life, but it didn't go as planned in its attempts to exploit you.
It's spot on.
Then in our causal position. What is the reason this damn event happened? And we have the stag reversed. The stag reversed. Somebody felt somebody felt like dishonored in some way, shape, or form. Somebody felt kind of like insulted, like things didn't reflect well upon them, and you're responsible for it in some way, shape, or form. What is the recent situation that brought this about? Ace of Stones, foundation of life. New material opportunity. You came into the seed of an idea of value, a seed of something material of value, and that changed the equation between you and whomever this is. So I've been just in flow, and I've been forgetting to overlay our runes in the matter. Spread out stones as I grab them too. There we go. All right. All right. So in the exploitation position, there's Dagaj. Dagaj. There it is. Which is the letter D. It's the day rune. So that being under this Six of Stones with the exploitation situation, right? I'm getting a sense of like jealousy or envy, one of those two, right? Because they could kind of see something bright going on, right? You had Baldur's shine about you, and they wanted to take it. They wanted to take it, right? Then we have the stag reversed. And that one's got Gebo. Yeah. This person thought it was unfair. They felt like they were robbed. And then, like I said, this is what you two are fighting over. This is just coming across. It feels like it's just some like betrayal from a best friend is what I'm getting, is what I'm vibing with here. So does that make sense to you? Because I feel like I'm pretty tuned in. I'm getting more specific messages than I'm used to.
Yeah, you're on point right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wunyo. Oh my god, this makes so much sense. Wunyo is a rune that proceeds Gebo, and it proceeds it for a reason in the Futhark system, because where Gebo is about what's fair, Wunyo is about what satisfies you, right? So something was not satisfactory. It wasn't bringing you joy, whatever this thing was that came in, right? And so that becomes a dynamic, and usually going back and remembering what the original purpose you got it and kept it in the first place was, and trying to remember just like, just the initial possession of it as a whole, right? Up here is now how the situation is unfolding at hand. Seven of Vessels reversed. Mourning. Somebody is feigning their sympathy, they're feigning their sympathies for the exploited in this situation. It's a ruse. It's a lie. Oof. Heavy duty. We have Uwaj. Uwaj. This is the fire wheel. This is this is so this present at hand moment. This is tearing something apart. Maybe it's tearing you apart, right? It's because it's caused the end of something. It's breaking itself into a transformation. It's getting rid of something old to bring something new in. So the things coming in the near future. Interesting. The mood just changed in the room. 4 of bows. Celebration. This is a fire ritual, right? So this is the party. It's the party, right? That's 4 bows is the party. And it's the good. It's just the high spirits. Everybody's chill, right? Everybody's just dancing, getting it on. A little bit of mead. We're having a good time. Interesting. Uru's reversed. There's whatever this celebration is, it's going to involve something that's going to make the celebrants weaker. You have to, if you're going to be participating in this celebration, you'll be fine if you remember to lean on your knowledge, your authority, and your ability. And don't do things that threaten those things. Okay, so
Great advice in general.
Let's see if I remember correctly. Underlying, right? Yeah. Haven't done this spread in a hot minute. Okay, so this is your underlying psychology at the moment. What's going on in your head? 6 of Vessels reversed for reunion. You don't know how to bring the adversarial parties to terms, to be like, let's just resolve all this and get back to what was good, right? It's an emotional card. It's not a mind game. It's you're trying to appeal on the emotional level, not the mental level. Manage. But of course, you're using your mind. You're looking at what everybody else would do, who you see as wise, double checking on the foolish for what you wouldn't do, and trying to figure out how to make this reunion happen. Here is this is the primary influence on the result of this situation. We have the Page of Arrows, the Wren. So, pages are students. They are the pupil. They are the apprentice. So you have this wren bird. It's this little bird. It's other than its incredible speed, it's a largely defenseless animal out there on the winds, right? And it uses its mind to make very precise movements. The way it flies, it can dart about. It's very scout-like, right? And so he's a little scout. He's kind of like a little fairy spirit. This is the wren, right? So this could, in a very literal sense, be something happening on Twitter, right? It could be something Twitter oriented because Twitter is the Ren. Granted, they're trying to say it's not Twitter anymore, and I guess it isn't, but whatever.
Wait, wow, interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot of learning and darting around the situation, and paying attention, and learning and processing that information. And Othala, whatever's going on in the home front. The security of the home front, the sanctuary, everything's going to revolve around that on this influence. The hopes and fears, the pros and cons of the outcome. We have the Green Man, very promising. It means that there's that's a hope, because you're looking at the end result of this experience is going to basically get you on your throne, if you will, right? It's going to make you the one that everyone acknowledges is in charge in this context, right? Your authority overall over your own life. Now we have Ehwaj reversed. Ehwaj reversed. So, there might be a problem of an emotional disconnection. There might be a lack of empathy. And this comes from your relationship with Dagaj, right? If you have a conscious kind of brightness about you, you're going to not be the one with the emotional connectivity problem, which even if the person in question is never going to come back to the level of caring about each other that you'd like, you at the very least, if you get that energy flipped around, you will get better people that you deserve. And finally, the outcome of all this. Queen of Stone reversed. Queen of Stone reversed. There might be a lot of turmoil in the general kind of flow of wealth in your life, right? Like where the king is like the executive, the queen is like head of management, right? And all those forms of operating systems. I understand this queen stuff like you wouldn't believe, being me working at a garden and florist store. Only one of my direct bosses is a guy out of about 3 to 4 different people that I answer to, and then on top of that, any of my other coworkers that work inside. I work outside, hauling all the heavy shit, right? So, think about when you've seen when a woman who is bad with finances is in control of finances in either a business or a household. That's the Queen of Stones reversed, right? So it's that kind of an experience.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And Ansuz. So when you have this turmoil come up, it also is going to reveal a clear message to take away from this whole damn experience, whether you make the best decisions or not.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Wow.
tell me, what was the question? But you don't have to tell me. But this is the point where the blind read is over and we can now talk about it.
Yeah. Well, the previous time I did a tarot thing, my sort of question going into it was, what can I make and or do that'll help the most people? And I realized that that's not actually what I want to do.
Mm.
I don't want to help the most people. I want to change that to what what can I do and or like make in my own life that will be the best for everyone I care about, like
Yeah,
affected by it, you know?
that reflects this so perfectly. Yeah, because if you make that other choice for other people, um, the way that you want to do it, which is probably as altruistic as I used to be, um, that card, that exploitation card, is a perfect representation of what happens, right? Sometimes it's just the circumstances and your relationship to the people that you made the agreement with, and it's nobody's fault really. It just kind of weaved itself out that way, as the Norns would do. Um, and where the Norns tie their knots, there you find Loki.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I'd like to say too that the first few cards didn't just explain one recent event. It was like a repeated pattern. So, and I felt some energies clearing up when
Yeah.
I finally realized what was going on there.
Hmm. Yeah, often somebody with a real problem doesn't come to a divinator until it manifests as a mysterious pattern, and then that's when it's like, I need a mystic, right? Because at that point nobody else can help you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Logical evaluation hasn't made much headway for me. So,
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
least in regards to that pattern.
Right, right. Yep, yep, yep. So is this because there was this whole psychic story of like a betrayal and but trying to fix what happened despite the betrayal. Uh, that's something that you experienced recently that changed your mind, or what? Because you said I was on track when I started getting specific.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, pretty much since the whole charade of the COVID stuff, I've had multiple people that I was really close with, um, just like just flip on me, and me like not be able to. It wasn't that I like for them not to feel my empathy, if that makes sense. Like it wasn't what I was trying to
Yeah,
do
yeah, yeah.
to.
You had this empathy for them over something that uh, part of the conditioning of the world is to typically not have empathy over certain things because they don't want anybody out there having a certain kind of uh, sympathetic or pitied mind state or whatever over something that there isn't like some like people get creeped out by being cared about uh, often, right? In one way, shape, or form.
I
I,
have
I
noticed
some
that. Yeah.
I can sort of understand that because sometimes I feel like it's too much, right? Like sometimes I feel like it's just too much, right? Like you feel like it would be like Oh man, is this like, are they showing me sympathy because, like, is this going to turn into a debt because I got to be grateful that they were sympathetic for me, right? Like, I've gone through this kind of thing going on, right? It's what's plaguing people with a lot of cognitive dissonance. It's a unique issue for those of us that took the stand to step onto this side of the field, right? Um,
Hmm.
you know, uh, that's yeah, all of this. It's just like I'm in the exact same boat. I'm in the exact same boat. This card reading, I knew the energy from my own personal experience. So I broke
Wow.
down my own personal experience, diluted it into a universal translation, and then threw it at you. And that's how the reading manifested, right? And so I know for a fact how darn normal that is for so many people, and it gets weirder and weirder because all of like there's lots of people that they divided over other issues long after the big mainstream issue, right? It's so it's so much the oddest effing thing I've ever seen that it makes you almost want to just go back to the normies because at least the normies, it was like that one thing that everybody's over, and as long as nobody talks about it because we don't want to be shamed for our behavior for 3 years, um, then everything is fine, right? That's been my experience because I gotta live. I gotta live in their world of making money, like everybody else who doesn't know how to pitch a tent in the forest and hunt meat and and all that. Like I just don't know how to do enough of that, right? I certainly wouldn't know exactly where to go where I'd be safe from the government or from accidentally hurting people, right? So my dad is way good with that, but my dad's a boomer who loves the state as a right wing
Yeah.
statist, right? So that's my dad. Whatever. Um, uh, yeah. So, um, the best thing to do is like this is why the hermit phase in tarot is so important, right? Like, have you ever been through what people that know tarot would call the hermit phase in your life?
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's not that you need to be the hermit phase, but it's just that you just need to do everything you got to do and have the level of interaction with the world that you want to, but you're actually still holding a bit of the hermit because it's a lesson in being able to kind of tuck away the parts of yourself that these people can't handle, right? It's just like you walk into a room and everybody's got their daemons and their demons, and as
Hmm.
well as all sorts of other spirits that hover around the area. And when you're on the NPC level of playing this game, um, you're going to just be easily swayed by the influence of spirits, right? And so you walk in with your whole purity gig because you love yourself that much, and it shows. It makes these spirits angry because you inspire uh, love and confidence, and that love and confidence then chases out negative influences unless that influence um, decides to have the wits to tell you to leave if they have, say, the authority to do so. If you're at a party celebration, right? If you're at a party and then somebody doesn't like you at the party, and that person like 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 everybody agrees with him on a whole lot of things, right? And they may agree with him about kicking you out of the party. And then you have to deal with that, right? You have to see how that goes down. Um, and you have to test it, or you just capitulate, or whatever, right? Depends on how you feel, what you want to do about it. But one way or the other, we've got there's this Ace of Stones situation. So there's a little bit of something material in that respect that this is about, right? Something material. Perhaps it's just a small amount of money, or it was an investment, or some sort of a promise. I don't know. But something of value. Something initiatory of value.
Yeah. Well, I think that probably the larger iteration of that is like I've developed some pretty neat electrical devices recently.
Mm.
So that's I mean I've been putting a lot of my time into learning like patent law and stuff like that, trying to figure out what I want to do with these things.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Formidable. Hmm. And, just make sure you're careful about how you go on the radar, because if you've figured out anti-gravity or free energy or something like that, that's the one time that the Department of Energy will send their goons at you. The DOE has goons.
Yeah, well, anti-gravity, I mean, they have like levitating superconductors, right? They already know how to do that. Like they aren't stopping people from making those,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, but they have it. But power comes from having it solely. This is
Mm,
a soul,
interesting.
this is the foundational, right? People want source codes, right? What's an NFT? It's a foundational code of a piece of digital art that makes it, um, you know, identifiable as the original, meaning that it's never been copied in a way where it's been rendered down, altered, lost some sort of a detail or whatever. That file is exactly untouched. That's the idea, and that's what makes it something of value, is a thing as an NFT, right?
Yeah.
And this can translate into all sorts of different mediums. We just think it's new because it's the first time it's been done digitally. Cryptocurrency has been around forever. The US dollar is a cryptocurrency. That's why the fuck you think it has a serial number on it, right?
Yeah.
It's just
It's pretty
you're always holding cryptocurrency. It's got something encrypted to give it an identity. It's like your genetic code is your encryption, right? And that's why they want to, uh, map the whole gene pool so they can put that into a whole data bank and base to run your economy on a physiological level. But that's running far afield. I'm gonna pull you a bonus.
honestly, dude, I met someone who said that they were trying to code my specific genome. So it's not off base.
Oh, okay. Somebody's cloning you. You're being cloned. Okay. Four of Stones. Endurance. All right. So this is just going to be the kind of thing where you're going to be dealing with that kind of Sisyphus-like uphill climb, and so um, you're just going to you got to keep yourself in a mental spirit for it. Okay, you've got to be able to know that you can grind this for a while, for quite a while. All right, and Issa, Issa, and yeah, and a lot of this is just it's a very going to be a very independent thing for you. You're going to be doing it by yourself. Issa's the solidarity, the very I am, your true core essence, right? It's you and your Dasein. I have to start speaking like Heidegger now that I read Heidegger. Anyway, Yeah, yeah. Um, so over here, I got the last card to pull for you is from my Whispering Woods deck. The Whispering Woods deck, I always wait till after the entire read to pull this one because it's just this nice. It's just a simple message of closure. Like, all right, here's your whole quest, and here's my last bit of advice as a wizard before you go. All right.
Okay.
Huh. Well, this backs up the endurance pull. You've got patience. Patience.
Huh.
Everything can be accomplished at nature's pace.
I love that.
Yep, yep. So just kind of, yeah, I guess you're kind of going with the flow on this one, right? You're going with the flow, but your river may have many different branches, so choose wisely. I mean, you'll know what you're looking for.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I definitely take that to heart.
Excellent. All right, Nick. Thank you so much for hitting me up for reading. Thank you for giving me an excuse to go live. I didn't see any activity in the chat room, and I had double checked, and it said that we were streaming. It didn't say go live, so we're live. Um, yeah, yeah. So just people will be catching this on the replay.
Yeah, sounds like we got a nice, like a clearing in the woods.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so I'm going to let everybody go. If anybody would like to have a reading from me, it's Zerilath at yahoo.com. No, it's not Freedom Slips anymore. It's Zerilath at yahoo.com. You can hit me up. I'll give you, this is one example of one of my hour-long readings. I have the other one that I do, the Nine Realms reading, and then I have two different spreads that are 30-minute readings, and those are a little bit simpler, where I have a basic Norns-based fate reading, a weird reading I call it, and then I have the moon phase reading, which is a slightly different kind of spread. It's not as rune intensive, but it's an 8-card spread for the major phases of the moon. All right, you guys have you have a great night.